Hey y'all, Melissa here with you today, and today we're wrapping up our series on planning a sewn wardrobe that you will actually wear. So as a refresher, I've got the links to the first 3 videos below, but we've been using the Curated Closet, this book, to kind of guide us through the process here. And today what I'm going to show you are the things that I've actually sewn. I'm going to start with this pile, which these are not actually new makes. When you go through the closet section of this book, one of the things it talks about is getting things altered or mended. And because we can sew, presumably if you're watching this channel, I just went ahead and I mended several things that were bothering me. This one here, I didn't actually even mend. I just found the shirt in my closet. This is a Rivage raglan, and I noticed that I didn't wear it very often. And I had noticed from doing the 2 weeks of photos of pictures that I'm more likely to grab a t-shirt with a graphic on it. So this didn't have a graphic, and I went ahead and used heat transfer vinyl to add a graphic to it. And I do have to say, I have worn it more now that it is in that drawer with my t-shirts with the other graphics. So that was just a thing I discovered about my own style preferences that let me take something that wasn't really being worn in my closet and wear it more. Now, the rest of this pile, these are things that I actually had to mend or change. So some of them were super easy, and literally I did all of this in an afternoon except for one pair of jeans, which we'll get to those. So this particular top, the elastic was too tight on the sleeves, and so all I had to do was take the elastic out of the channeling and replace it with a little bit longer length of elastic, and now this is much more pleasant for me to wear, so I will wear it more. This is again the Rivage raglan pattern, and I do have links to all the patterns that I've used for any of these that had patterns anyways below. I did do a sleeve hack on this, and there's an Instagram link of the sleeve hack that shows how I did it. Okay, these leggings, I actually sewed these up super fast. These are Capri length leggings. I was running a 5K like before Christmas, like it was a Christmas light 5K. So these got sewn up, and I hated the waistband. It was too tight and it pinched. So I pulled it out intending to put in bigger elastic, but found that actually what I just needed to do was change the type of elastic. So instead of a woven elastic, which is what I originally had in, I switched this out to a knit elastic, which has a lot more give. And then these are much more comfortable, and I'm much more likely to reach for them. This particular shirt, I wore it sometimes, but not as often as the other things in my closet with graphics. And it had to do with how the sleeves fit. The shoulder slope was very much not designed for my body. So it was extremely straight, and I have fairly sloped shoulders. So I went ahead and grabbed my Austin t-shirt pattern and used this t-shirt kind of as my raw fabric, recut it so that I could slope the shoulders and installed a little bit of a lower neckline than it originally had. And I wear this more now as well. All right, these leggings. I originally sewed these with a crossover waist. And I have an Instagram link to actually showing the crossover waist, I think, below. And the problem with the crossover waist on these was it didn't help keep my pants up. And this particular fabric doesn't have it has a vertical stretch. It has a lot of vertical stretch, but it stretches more firmly vertically than it does horizontally. And what I found is that would make these leggings pull down. So combining that with that crossover waistband that didn't provide a lot of holding power, and I was constantly pulling these up, and so then I didn't want to wear them. So I cut that waistband off, and I instead just installed like a basic waistband, and I wear these more now because I'm not having to pull my pants up. So that was a pretty simple fix. And then again, waistband issues. This particular pair, this is a fleece-lined pair of leggings, which I really like, but it's a very firm fabric. And so I had elastic in this waistband, and the firm elastic, it was the same kind that I had in those other leggings that I replaced. the firm elastic combined with the really firm fabric, and these just felt like compression tight, so I was not comfortable in them for long periods of time. So what I did, since this is pretty firm fabric, is I just took the elastic out, and these have enough staying power because of the fabric being so firm that they just stay on without needing the elastic in the waist at all. And again, more comfortable now that they're not pinching me at the waist, and I'm more likely to wear them, and it's a great staple item to have when it's cold, to have fleece lined leggings. And then the mending that took me the longest was these jeans. So this is some of my oldest pairs of jeans, and they had holes all over them. So what I did was a lot of hand stitching to patch up the holes and kind of make these wearable again. These had been kind of sitting at the bottom of the closet, but since one of the things I noticed was that I really only had one pair of jeans that I would tend to reach for all occasions, I wanted to make sure to get some more jeans in my closet. One of the ways to do that was to take a pair that I already liked the fit of and then just go ahead and patch them. I did this with a combination of machine patching, which I have a link to how to do this below. And then I did, this was what took forever, I did hand stitching. And if you're interested, leave me a comment. This might be a future tutorial of how to hand stitch on patches like this and get these pretty hand stitched effects on a pair of jeans. Let's look at the new things I made. Now, the first thing is these jeans, I did not make them from scratch. What I did was go to the thrift store, find a pair of jeans that fit me in the waist and the hips, but I didn't like the legs. These were too long for me, first of all, and then the legs were not as tapered as I would have liked. So, one of the things I look for when I am buying jeans that I intend to alter, and I have a link below to a post about altering jeans. The alteration that I talk about in there is the same thing I did to these jeans. But I tend to look for side seams like this that are not double stitched so that you can easily seam rip them and alter them. So I took in the jeans from about the knees down, because these were pretty fitted on the thighs. And then I decided to make them shorter, and since the raw edge stuff is kind of in right now, I went ahead and I just cut it off and I didn't hem these. This will fray more when I put it through the wash, and then I think this is going to be a nice other basic pair of jeans that I can grab until I have a chance to make some for myself. I did buy denim because I do have some jeans that I want to make for myself, but that's going to be a while before I can get to that project. And in the meantime, these were 50% off at the thrift store prices. So this was a great substitute. All right, I did not make this, but I want to talk to you about something that I discovered by looking through my clothing. I wore this shirt all the time, even though I don't particularly like stripes to wear. That's something that I discovered the first time that I went through this book. I had a lot of striped stuff and I never wore any of it, but I wore this shirt, and so I kept it. And I still reach for this shirt often. I was trying to figure out, because it's not really any of the colors in my color palette. I don't love the colors, I don't love the stripes. Why was I wearing this shirt often if I don't really like it? And what it finally occurred to me, because I have other 3/4 sleeve raglan shirts in my closet, the reason that I kept reaching for this one is because it wasn't gray, so I could wear it with like gray jogger bottoms, which I have a few of, and the middle part of the shirt wasn't white, which meant that I could wear it with bras underneath that might show through on a white t-shirt. Once I figured out those two things about this shirt, then I was able to make myself one that I like a lot better. Again, my Rivage raglan pattern, and I added some vinyl graphics since I know I like graphic t-shirts better, and it's not white. So it's raglan style. I could have made different color sleeves, I guess, if I wanted. And it has those 3/4 sleeves, but it is not white and it's not gray. So I can wear it with all of my gray sweatpants and gray leggings, and I can wear it over bras that are not a nude color and not have to worry about them showing through. So this is a new make that is going to get a lot of wear. I also sewed some joggers for myself this month. This is my Sky Joggers pattern, which I'm actually wearing right now. But I made myself an olive colored pair because I wanted something that I noticed I have a lot of gray sweatshirts and gray t-shirts, and I like to wear them. I don't want to wear them with gray joggers, which I have the black pair and I have a gray pair. So I was like, an olive pair will be a good color to add. And these are sewn in the most soft bamboo French terry, bamboo sweatshirt fleece. And it had matching rib knit that I was able to order at the same time. So I know this pair is going to get worn quite a bit. And I want to show you real quick the pocket construction on these. This is how they are constructed on the pattern. There is a pocket facing, so you sew it right sides together with the front of the pants have a cutout here. And then you sew the pocket back. You can see the edges here. And that is this is the pocket back right here. You can see that piece. And that's sewn right sides together with that pocket facing, and that forms the pockets. I wanted to show you that because I also made another pair of sky joggers here that is gray, because I realized I did not have a light gray short pair of jogger pants. I had a long pair, but these are like calf length ones. And when I went to cut these out, I noticed that right on the front of the front leg, there was a bleach stain when I went to cut it out, so I wanted to cover that up. What I did, I took that back pocket piece and I pinned it to the leg so that when I cut out, this is the whole front leg here, it was just a leg. There was no pocket cut out on the leg. Then I took the facing piece and I put a hem on the facing piece and I stitched that on top of the leg. And that's how I got the pocket that you can see here. In order to do this kind of stitching, this little decorative detail that I added, this was done with my cover stitch machine. Now normally a cover stitch machine would have these two lines of straight stitching on the front, and then this is what it looks like on the back. So all I did was I did the straight stitching from the back side, you can see that here, and I marked my line so I knew where I needed to stitch to line it up with the fabric. And then that covered the edge of the fabric here with that looped thread stitching from the back side of the cover stitch. And then I also, you can still see my marks on here. I need to wash this, but I added the top stitching to the waistband, and I have a hack that shows how to do this, a video hack. So I've linked that below, as well as linking this Sky Joggers pattern that does have both the calf length and the long length, both of which I sewed. So that is my wardrobe makes for now. And next month we'll be returning to kind of more regularly scheduled programming in terms of it will be projects and techniques more like you typically find on this channel. But I hope you have enjoyed this planning departure and that you found it useful, and hopefully it helps you sew your own wardrobe that gets a lot of wear instead of sewing things that maybe get worn once or twice and not again.